Walker, the food supply chain is a big and real issue in this country. It breaks your heart to see a potato crop rotting in the ground. It breaks your heart to see dairy farmers in Wisconsin dumping milk because they can't get it to market. Let's talk about these meat packing plants. The executive order to the president signed today. Is there any other motive in this aside from that food supply chain issue?
Well, clearly, Brian, I think the president's reacting to alarms raised earlier this week, including by Tyson, that large company, warning that there could be problems in the food supply, the protein supply. He doesn't want America to run out of beef or pork or chicken. That would be a real serious problem. But the problem here is that this order is much more complicated. The reason those plants were closed is because they're not safe for their workers. And the president's order today faced immediate backlash from labor leaders and other leaders who were representing the interests of the workers at these plants, who say you cannot force them to go to work in a condition, as you laid out at the top of this program, that is simply unsafe and unsanitary, given the situation going on here. So it's a real dilemma for the government to figure out what their role is here. And we should point out, by the way, that there are other issues here in terms of food security that we've actually not seen the administration act on. For example, those food banks where we've seen footage of people waiting in lines for 2 hours, 3 hours in traffic to try to get food to feed their families. These are people out of work who are not able to get food at grocery stores and going to the food banks. And we don't really hear that issue rise to the top of the president's attention.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.